One of the reasons why potential data is very important is because it spells out the terms and condition. Terms and condition of shipment, terms and condition of payment. Right. In this video, the focus is going to be on purchasers. This is the third in the series, and as you can see on the screen, you can see that in this video, in the previous video rather, we've talked about preparation, we talked about promotion, but like I said, in the focus of this particular episode is on purchaser. But here is the step-by-step process, the 12-part series, the preparation, the promotion, the purchasers, the procurement or production, packaging and labeling, pre-export documentation, the port clearance and inspection, the post-export documentation, the port-to-port shipment, presentation of documents, port clearing and inspection, destination, and then payment. The focus of this session is on purchaser. If you are going into export business, it's extremely important for you to understand the importance of having a contract signed. The importance of having a contract signed. A lot of people have lost money in export because they do not have a contract signed, and when there are issues, it becomes difficult to be able to know how do we even resolve the issue? What are the terms of the contract? What is the basis for the relationship? So that the parties now know exactly who is responsible or liable and what needs to be done to fix the problem. So number one, preparation, we've had a conversation on that. Number two, promotion, we'll have a conversation on that. Number three, purchase order. What are the details contained in the purchase order? Number one, the buyer and the seller's name, the buyer and the seller's contact detail, the buyer and the seller's account detail, description of goods, quality specification, quantity, packaging, pricing, incoterms, port of loading and port of discharge, country of origin and country of supply, payment terms and payment method, latest date of shipment, latest date of preparation, presentation, termination, shipping document, insurance, inspection, special condition, force majeure, dispute resolution, and dispute resolution, governing law and jurisdiction, and signature of both parties. That's about 20 plus detail on a contract. Now, most of the time you don't have all these in a contract, but I've tried to be as comprehensive as possible to be able to give you an insight into what you should be looking at seeing, or looking to see rather, in your export contract. What you should be looking to see in your export contract. Purchase order. One of the reasons why potential data is very important is because it spells out the terms and condition. Terms and condition of shipment, terms and condition of payment, the quality specification of the goods, the penalty for any defaulting party, the liabilities and responsibilities of the parties involved. All this makes the transaction detail clearer, number one, for the exporter that want to ship to ensure it meets the terms, for the importer that is receiving goods to know what to expect, and for the bank that is funding to be sure they are funding a product that is viable with good demand in the export market. To be sure they are funding a product that is viable with good demand in the export market, and to be sure of the terms and conditions. In fact, to a financier, the purchaser helps the financier to know the level of preparation required to implement and execute the contract. It helps the financier to know what level of planning, how planning should be done. It helps the financier to know how to package the facility, especially based on the payment terms or payment method. It helps the financier to know the payment terms. Who is paying? When is paying? How is he going to pay? What needs to be presented for payment to be made? It helps financier to know the likely problem that this transaction can encounter in the course of execution. It helps the banker or financier to know the paperwork, the documentation, to even know if the document is available locally, if it can be obtained. The purchase order or the sales contract provide a lot of information that help the financier take an informed decision. That help the financier take an informed decision. And this is very important. Why? Because they also are able to know the protection available. For example, the Incoterm will state where the risk and cost of the exporter ends. And that's also where the risk and cost of the financier of the exporter ends. It tells them to know the protection that are in place and the one they need to put in place to be able to protect themselves. If there's one thing many intending exporter believe is one of the biggest challenge in this trade, is getting buyers, getting contract, getting to sign a purchase order with potential buyer, which is why it's preceded by promotion, the processes involved to secure that purchase order. By promotion, the processes involved to secure that purchase order. So anyone coming into the export business need to understand that this is a challenge you have to deal with. You need to be able to understand the detail of the purchase order, and more importantly, to be able to ensure you are able to review it. Sometimes you might have to show your lawyer. You are able to review it to ensure you are protected, particularly in the area of governing law and jurisdiction, particularly in the area of arbitration, governing law and jurisdiction. Those legalese are areas that I believe will be of interest to a lot of exporters to be able to protect themselves. Because sometimes you really don't know what can go wrong in the course of doing a trade transaction. And most of the time when things go wrong, the only way you're able to ensure you're protected afterward is just by ensuring you have a contract that has been signed between the buyer and the seller. All right, thank you very much for this particular session. And all you've learned, share with your friends that might be interested in learning more about export. See you in the next video. I'm back for now.